Now then, folks, how are you doing? It's James JT at the movies, and I'm back with you a little bit late, admittedly, for day 20 of my 30-day movie challenge, and that was for yesterday. And the challenge was to watch a film that scares you. Now, I must admit, there aren't too many films that genuinely scare me that I've seen, having in my teenage years sort of really desensitized myself to a lot of sort of classic horror tropes. And don't get me wrong, it is probably one of my favourite genres, and I adore horror films, but finding ones that genuinely scare me and sort of give me that creep factor these days is quite a rarity. And so I went with one that folks might not necessarily have expected, but it genuinely does give me the creeps whenever I watch it, and that was the 2011 film The Woman in Black, starring Daniel Radcliffe and Ciarán Hinds. And it's the story of Arthur Kipps, who's a lawyer in London, who's on his last legs with the law firm that he's working on, and he gets sent up to Yorkshire to settle the estates of one Alice Drablow, who's the owner of Eelmarsh House, and that just so happens to be where the eponymous ghost lives, the woman in black, who turns out to be the sister. And whenever the woman in black is seen, children in the village start dying. So of course, when Daniel Radcliffe's character turns up, he's not exactly given the friendliest of welcomes, because they know why he's there and they don't want him sort of upsetting the apple cart. But of course, he doesn't believe it and just wants to get on with his job, and he's desperate to get it done and keep his job so that he can get home and raise his only son. And then he starts having spooky goings on. And do you know what? It's the jump scares in this that get me, and the bits where the ghost will turn and look to the camera, like especially the bit at the end where she's sort of looking like this, and then she goes. And it's stuff like that really is almost like tired cliches in a lot of things. But I just feel in this, it's done incredibly well. I really enjoy Daniel Radcliffe's performance in it, and I think he's able to be supported, if I could speak, by Ciarán Hinds. And it's great to see them two together again after a brief encounter in the last Harry Potter film as well. Nice to give them something a bit to do with each other in this one. I find the characters really endearing as well. Daniel Radcliffe's Kipps is a really, really endearing lead, and obviously Ciarán Hinds playing Sam, who's sort of like his sort of his friend and his confidant that he sort of meets in the village that he's working in. The supporting cast are all sort of like, that guy, British actors and actresses, and unfortunately the names escape me, but you sort of recognise them and go, oh, I've seen you in like, ITV dramas or Emmerdale or whatever and stuff. But everybody does a decent job with what they've got to work with. I just thoroughly enjoy this film, and to say it's rated a 12A over here, which is the equivalent of a PG-13 in America, I just think it's absolutely crazy that it's as scary and as creepy as it is. It just goes to show you that when it's done right, you don't need, lots of blood and gore and violence and crazy jump scares to make it work. So there we are, folks. That is my film for day 20, a film that scared me. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on this film, and what film would you have picked? What's a film that scares you? If you've enjoyed the video, drop it a thumbs up, and if you are new to the channel, please think about subscribing. It would mean the world to me to have you subscribe. It helps the channel to grow, and of course it means I get to see you again in future videos as well. And take care of yourselves, folks, and I will see you shortly for day 21, which is a film that made me want to fall in love. And I wonder what I might pick for that. See you later. Bye.